Welcome to Anderson Gymnasium and Kellogg High School for tonight's non-league game between the Hawks of Lakeland High School and your Kellogg Wildcats. Starting tonight for the Hawks, number 10, a 6'2" senior, Carson Say. Number 12, a 6'5" junior, Abe Munder. Number 13, a 6'6" senior, Eamon Munder. Number 15, a 6'8" senior, Noah Hadley. Number 21, a 6'4" junior, Grant Rock. Hawks coached by Dave Stockwell, assisted by Taylor Derrick and Bill Ryan. And now, starting for the Wildcats, number 5, a 6'2" sophomore, Whitney Luna. Number 10, a 6'2" sophomore, Colby Luna. Number 20, a 6'2" junior, Tanner Groves. Number 23, a 6'1" junior, KJ Walker. Number 30, a 6'3" senior, Logan Jerome. Wildcats coached by Mike Martin, assisted by Josh McDonald, Edward James, and Taylor Tompkins. Referees tonight are Neil Pedersen, Rudy Franco, and Jason McRae.
Yeah. And welcome everybody here to Wildcats Live. We are here at Andrews Gymnasium. I am joined by a special co-commentator tonight, as Josh McDonald is the JV boys coach, and I believe he's down on the bench assisting the brand new coach, Mike Martin. I'm joined by Eli, and as I said it to the staff today, it's related to golf, Bogey Borgard. I don't usually like bogeys, but I like you, Eli. So welcome.
Thanks,
welcome.
it.
Welcome. We are glad to be here. Welcome, Lakeland Hawk fans. Thank you, Lakeland Booster Club, for broadcasting on a whim last night. We appreciated getting to see that feed. And we're pretty excited to be here tonight for our first game and our debut for our coach, Mike Martin. And missing Jeff Nearing a little bit, but just super happy that we have a quality coach in Mike Martin. It's just been a great opportunity for him, and so we got a young group here and started out pretty hot here, Eli, huh?
Points there from Tanner Groves off the turnover by Lakeland.
So a little bit of it's fast-paced, so we don't get any opportunity. No half-court sets here, Eli. We're just going to have to get into it. We'll go with the starters here for the Lakeland Hawks. We have Carson Say, Abe Munyer, Ammon Munyer, Noah Holland, and Grant Roth. Boy, good size, Eli, across the board for these Hawks. I mean, these guys got, no pun intended, some wingspan.
Yeah, big team and also pretty senior heavy, all seniors and juniors for Lakeland.
You can just tell in stature, games aren't won and lost on paper, but these Hawks are definitely seasoned. For the Wildcats, we've got the Luna boys. We're at basically 40% Luna right now. And then we've got Tanner Groves and Kevin Walker and Logan Jerome, our sole senior of the night. So let's see how these young cats stand in here with these Hawks, Eli. So far, 4-2.
Lakeland's trying to get out in transition quite a bit. Anytime there's a turnover or a rebound, they're trying to push it, and Kellogg's doing the same.
And sometimes, Eli, can a team kind of lure you into that pace? Like it's not maybe your game, but they kind of get you like, oh, well, we got to run too, right?
Yeah, I think when you're playing a team that plays fast, it's easy to fall into that, where it's fun to play fast, and even if that's not your style, you catch yourself in a trap pretty quick.
I agree. So the Wildcats really need to kind of, hey, this isn't our forte, at least not in this matchup. Let us run our half-court set, and we'll see what we have here. Looks like they run a little motion, maybe a little flex.
Lakeland's in man D, which is with that size. See if Kellogg can work it inside at all.
Yeah, I like the patience. This is a good possession here.
Couple offensive rebounds for Kellogg, but Lakeland secures that one, and they're pushing again in transition.
Yeah, they are not. I don't think Lakeland's going to relent at all. They're just going to try to push. And that's going to be an and one. That wasn't really bad transition defense. I thought the Wildcats, you can tell they've been well coached. You've got to get back, but I think it's just too much firepower there on the other side.
Yeah, they hustled back and had pretty good position there. That was number 21, Grant Roth, with the basket, and I thought before he scored he might have got away with a little bit of a push-off. But
right.
Kellogg did a good job getting back in transition, like you said.
Nice job for Logan there on the rebound. Let's see if the Cats can execute again. Like, they got good shots. They ran an offense. I don't disagree with this timeout here by Coach Martin. I think he just wants to it's 8-2. We're going to stay here because we're just kind of getting our breath here. It's a little bit different with no crowd. We're happy to have all of you joining us. I think we're almost up to 100 viewers already, and that's just fantastic. Thankful that we have some refs here to run this, this different style of game. But Eli, what's your outlook so far? Just as we've seen the first couple minutes.
They're playing hard, like we mentioned. Anytime you have a new coach, you kind of want to watch and see how the kids are playing. If they're playing hard, and if they're playing hard, it means they're listening to their new coach. So these guys are playing hard. They're trying to hustle back, and they're banging on the boards, and so that's really all I can ask for.
To me, for the amount of youth they have out there and inexperienced Kellogg, it doesn't, like you always say, it's 8-2 and the score doesn't really indicate what's happened so far. I really think Kellogg hasn't looked like they don't belong so far.
No, yeah, definitely for the difference in experience. I think they're hanging pretty well right now.
As you see across the board, Lakeland just has such size. There's just really not anybody that's a smaller stature player. Even their guards have wingspan that are just impressive, and they're in passing lanes, and Wildcats are just fighting for position. Nice little dump there.
Nice extra pass there. 22 there for Kellogg.
That was that
Luke Froelich.
Oh, it's Froelich. Froelich
nice
is in.
dish,
Yeah, immediately off the bench. So Luke Froelich comes in and contributes right away. Good job, Luke. And guess what, Eli? Just Lakeland, I don't think we're going to have time to catch our breath after baskets for Kellogg.
I don't think Lakeland has run a set yet, and it might be a while before they do. They're trying to get their shots in transition every time.
We got Holland at the line here. He's got some size as well at 6. He's listed as 6'8". And, I mean, I'm not doubting that. All these guys, there's 6'5", 6'6", 6'8", 6'4". So Lakeland has got the size this year. I'd like to see these guys match up against the Lake Cities and the Post Falls. And I'm sure that, I don't know if they've played yet. I did not get time to do that research. But 4-10 here, Wildcats looking to just kind of crack into that defense a little bit, and got a kick ball there, so we'll stay here.
And the length of Lakeland, I think, is causing some issues with entry passes because they've got such long arms. They're getting their hands on a couple of them.
Yeah, it's deceiving, too. It's just, if you're not used to playing against the team with size across the board like that, it can be, you can throw passes that, this would normally be okay, and it's just not.
Yeah.
But Wildcats, credit to Coach Martin at that timeout, being very disciplined here.
Good
nice
look.
little jumper.
Another offensive board by Froelich.
Yeah, Froelich did well there. He even pump faked, did everything but finish it. So.
Oh, travel. Yeah, they foul first. I thought they had a travel.
I did too. I thought maybe he took steps, but again, pushing the ball up the floor, it's an advantage if you can do it all game long. It tires out your opponent, and it also tires out the refs. So, I mean, he may have taken a couple of steps there, but hey.
Yeah, when you're trailing the play, it's sometimes
when you're trailing, there's an inbound. That was a little too easy.
Yeah. Basket and one for number 13 there, Eamon Munier.
And was that Groves on the foul? I think, you can't turn your back on that, and that was just a well-drawn-up play, and all of a sudden it's 12-4, 8-point deficit here for the Cats. But, boy, Lakeland's come ready to play. It's not like they're having any road trip hangover here, so.
Now Lakeland coming out with a little full-court pressure here.
One thing you'll find with these Luna boys, Eli, is there's no panic. There's no stage fright. There's no panic. And same thing in football. When they play teams that they were maybe a little overmatched, I always saw with with these guys, they don't bow down or they don't just concede to anybody. They're going to fight. They're going to claw, and that's just really good to see, and that's contagious.
Yeah, oh yeah.
When your teammates see that, they're like, okay, we're going to be okay.
And especially, if you got your point guard and your guards coming up with that kind of attitude,
Yep.
it really is contagious.
There's a little high post flash by Froelich there. He's had a couple opportunities. Nice little scrappy play there in the paint by Froelich.
Didn't give up on the play and got a basket for it.
Wildcats, you got to get back, Cats. You got to get back. Yeah.
Left-handed shot there, a little hook shot from Lakeland.
I've learned that if you let a guy get in the paint and get the ball, it's going to be really difficult. So that's got to happen before that entry pass. There's got to be a little resistance there, and they'll learn that, but that's tough in transition.
Especially when you're outside.
Yep.
They kind of get pushed around a little bit inside.
Froelich got his pocket picked a little bit there. Froelich kind of got thrown in here, and he's stood well to the challenge, just kind of maybe a little overmatched size-wise, but.
Another offensive rebound by Lakeland, another bucket. Lakeland getting some easy stuff here, transitions and free throws and second shots.
Yeah, it's definitely due to not just the size, but the pace of the game and the style of the game. They're establishing a style of game that they want to play for sure. While we're watching that, we've got Luna with Ripley with an incredible take there.
Could have been an and one, but
could have been.
No call and
a lot of body on that.
A lot of contact.
And guess what? We're back. Oh, there we go. Maybe a little bit of momentum break for the Cats. How about that?
And on the backside, taking a charge, it's always a big momentum play when you can take a charge.
And while we have a little bit of time to breathe here, and we are at 107 watching, I'm really excited to announce down at the lower part of our lower third, in the middle, you'll see we have our proud sponsors of Wildcats Live and Wildcat Athletics. And anyone can be a part of that. It's on our page on how to be a part of that. And you'll see those names rotate through. We just want to thank those people right now for all their contributions and support.
In a small town like Kellogg, you got to have that support from locals.
Yep.
It makes it a tough go.
So look at that ticker down there and see who those people are and join them if you will. And we'll be glad to put you on there.
Be sure if you see him, tell him thanks for supporting Kellogg.
Absolutely.
Lakeland, another shot in transition, a three-pointer in transition from 31. Jalen Skalski, 6'8", hits the three. Don't see that every day. We've got Lakeland not just has size, but athleticism for their size. They move well, they shoot the ball well.
Yeah, that is something, Eli. If you're going up against a team, that has size, you make this assumption. Well, okay, we just can't give up points in the paint. And if they can shoot too, then you've got a whole another can of worms.
Tough to defend when you have 6'8" kids who can step out and hit a three. Here he is again, another attempt for three. 2 in a row.
Oh boy.
6'8", Jalen Skalski, and Coach Martin wants to talk it over.
Coach Martin does want to talk it over, and we're going to go ahead and take a little breather too, Eli. We're going to take an ad for one of our very special sponsors, and we'll be right back. Thanks for watching Wildcats Live. Located at 6600 North Government Way, ACI Northwest is the premier heating, cooling, and electrical company in the area. With more than 85 years of experience, they provide their customers with total home comfort and complete peace of mind. They do this through their commitment to professionalism and a written, unconditional, 1-year, money-back satisfaction guarantee on all residential installations. Call ACI Northwest today for excellent heating, air conditioning, and electrical services. The crew at ACI want to remind people that this time of year, furnace maintenance is important to ensure the longevity of your equipment and to avoid the nuisance of expensive breakdowns on the coldest days of the year. Ask how to save 20% on your maintenance and or repairs. Go Wildcats! And we're back. Nice little, finally a little break for Coach Eli and I. Like we were tucking our jerseys.
Fast-paced
We needed a little
action,
break.
A lot of pressure up around the perimeter for Lakeland.
I think if you're Coach Martin, this is a no-brainer. You had to take that timeout because you just got to stop the bleeding. And they did for a bit, but then Bridger McLean, fresh into the game, he threw that pass, and that's one of those I usually can throw that pass, and I'm not going to be able to throw it tonight.
The hard part here for these guys is that this is their first game action, so they probably, if they've played at all, it's been against each other or maybe scrimmaging on a JV team. And
yep.
It's just hard to replicate playing against Lakeland.
This really is getting thrown into the fire, and but it's okay. It's good for us. This is why we schedule these bigger schools, and you know we're a 3A, but I see us more size-wise as a 2A. And so this is good. This is really good stuff to kind of harden you up and make you tougher.
I agree. When you play teams like Lakeland who have speed and athleticism, when you go to play your league games, the game slows down a little bit because you're used to playing these teams. So you always want to schedule up some.
Yep. And we didn't get the benefit of having a couple, like the season's just been a little bit weird. We didn't get the benefit of playing maybe a couple teams, more our size. So this is really just kind of getting thrown into it. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. It is, I think that's all we're going to do. Yes, that is all we're going to do. We are going to take another break, and we'll join you back right after this. Maybe we'll gather some stats from part of our crew. We'll look at maybe some trends. And 25-8, Wildcats gave up some points, but we'll be back right after this break. Top Pin Archery, located in the backyard of Kellogg High School, is your premier archery authority in the U.S. They specialize in 3D archery events, including the annual shootout at Silver Mountain Resort, a premier 3D archery experience in the Pacific Northwest, and the region's only OPA-style shoot. Top Pin Archery Events provides an archery experience that is not offered anywhere else in the Northwest. They are the authority on all things archery, and their premier events put the competitor first by offering unique awards, such as the opportunity to win money, even in the youth classifications. Top Pin Archery provides a 3D archery experience unrivaled by their competition. They put the archer first. Top Pin Archery is a proud Kellogg Wildcats and Wildcats Live sponsor. Visit them at toppinarchery.net. Go Cats! And here we are back, guys. Andrews Gymnasium, December 2nd already, Eli. Man, that quarter break was a nice break for the Wildcats. We've seen a few good things, but anytime you're playing a team that's just so up-tempo like that, any break, you're like, catch your breath, let's regroup, and let's see what we can do in the second quarter.
Everybody take a deep breath and slow down a little bit. Good execution there from Kellogg, getting the ball inside and drawing the foul. KJ Walker makes the first after the strong move to the basket. Two for two for KJ Walker, 2 for 2. Nails both free throws, makes it 25-10. See if Kellogg can get a stop here. The nice thing about Kellogg getting a basket too is it makes it a little tougher for Lakeland to transition. Here they're finally running a little bit of offense in the half court.
And I'm sure they're capable, but it's not what they've been doing so far. So it's like, hey, so maybe if you're it's the quarter, you've been coaching, Eli, I've been coaching, and maybe it's the quarter. That's one of the things you're saying, like, hey, we haven't made them play half court once. Let's make them play half court.
Exactly. If we can get to the foul line a little bit like we've done in the last possession, it slows it down and makes them set up their offense the next time back. It's easy to get back in transition after a free throw, and so especially a made free throw. So good possession there for Kellogg the last time to get to the stripe and then make Lakeland get the ball off the floor a little slower.
I guess we'll call those, what do we call those, Coach? Small victories? Let's take the small victories and kind of chisel them out here. We're playing a great team.
Yeah, just win each possession if you can.
And into the game for the Wildcats. Who's that, number 32, Coach Bogart?
32, that's Nathan Lawn.
Nathan Lawn, new player in here for the Wildcats. Uh-oh.
Left-handed jam.
There's
from Jalen Skalski.
There's a flush from Skalski, and I believe he also has a couple of threes.
Yes.
As pointed out to us by our stat crew. Skalski's, he's the real deal. And I think we're fixing
the net there.
Was Gavin giving us a shot of that? I think so. Yeah, we got the camera on that. So we've got a net malfunction. Scalzi broke the net with his flush. So he's had a couple threes and a dunk so far, so he's having a good night.
Yeah.
We're going to take a little bit of a I don't know if somebody took a timeout or we're just going to have an equipment timeout.
I think it's an official timeout, I would guess.
But let's stay here, Eli, because, we talked to the stat crew that we have on hand here. It's a limited stat crew because of the pandemic. We're being careful. We're spacing out. Pretty impressed by the Luna brothers and handling the pressure.
Yeah,
They've done a good job of setting up the offense and things like that. But really someone that stood out to me as we kind of progressed through that first quarter was Luke Froelich.
I agree.
Just came in and kind of brought some energy and got some rebounds, got a couple looks, got a finish at the basket, and those are things that just kind of give your team a little bit of a spark or a little bit of a hope.
And Luke didn't look scared to me when he came in.
No, he didn't.
When you play a bigger team like this, sometimes you get kids coming off the bench and they think, especially if you get down early, they think, oh, I don't want to get in there. And Luke got in there and did not look afraid. He went in there and banged and battled with the bigs.
I agree. And thanks to people in the chat giving us a little bit of feedback. It looks like Jackie Neff, appreciate you watching, and Ty Cheney says, looks good. Well, Ty, speaking of Ty Cheney, people we're missing right now, Ty, I'm breaking a sweat here because I'm trying to figure out what commercials are and if we're going to break or not. And we're missing our production guy, Ty Cheney. And he's home right now just kind of taking precautions. He wishes he could be here, but Ty, keep giving us some feedback, my friend. And we miss you, and we'll get you back here really quick. Wildcat ball here coming out of the, what do we call that, equipment
Officials
timeout?
timeout, yeah, equipment timeout.
And that was Skalski again. Was it? Or no, he's on the wing. Who was that? That was 13. That was Munier.
A nice hustle there, but Tanner Groves hustled and got back and got a hand on that one, but Lakeland gets a basket off the broken play.
I do know that, Coach Martin has prepared these Wildcats. He said this is not going to be an easy task. These guys can take it to you. And so these guys are ready. The Wildcats know what's coming, and they know, I think it just goes back to this is going to be a good learning experience. And we've all had them, right?
Oh, yeah.
But as coaches, really, you got to find those ways that, how do you maximize that experience to where, we're kind of getting it taken to us, but where are we going to get our gains for when we play league and other schools? So
if it's easy all the time, if you play down a lot and you play an easy schedule, then when stuff gets tough, you don't know how to respond to it. So this is good, especially early in the season. I think it's good scheduling by Coach LaFontaine to get us some tough games early.
Almost an alley-oop there. That was to number 15.
That was like a video game on that one.
Oh,
but
my
couldn't
goodness.
quite convert it. Kellogg coming the other way. Still nice patience from Kellogg. They're working their offense.
They're not coming down and just kind of throwing up the first shot. They're really playing like an experienced team.
Yep, send a lot of screens and trying to make the right read. Reverse lane there by KJ Walker. But
how about that by Lon? Gathering that rebound there, knowing enough that KJ penetrated, went baseline, used the basket as kind of as protection. And Lon kind of crashed, knowing, hey, this might not go in. I'm gonna clean this up.
Absolutely, yeah. That's half the battle with being a good offensive rebounder is predicting where the ball's going to come off. And
yep. Kind of having a nose for the ball, I think they call that.
Yep.
Just kind of knowing where to go and where that ball's going to come off if it misses. And Lon did that. So the Wildcats will retain possession. It is a 29-10 game, but the Wildcats just looking to maybe, chisel away at this lead a little bit before halftime.
Already, to me, this second quarter, Kellogg looks a little bit more relaxed.
A little more relaxed and maybe kind of able to look and see what. The only thing I really haven't seen them been able to establish is, I know these Luna boys can shoot the three.
Yeah.
And just with the size overall, there's no short point guards here for Lakeland.
No.
And the Luna boys just haven't had any really good looks yet. So hopefully they get a little bit of a scoring streak going, but we'll see how the Wildcats. And there we go, another half-court set and another success
turnover,
for the Wildcats. We call that a small win, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So to this point, Lakeland's won a couple of half-court sets, and I think both of them have ended in traveling calls. So
yeah,
when Kellogg can slow them down, it helps them defensively. Again, pressure bringing the ball up the floor. Tanner Groves for three. It's long. Lakeland's got the rebound, and they're off to the races.
Wildcats doing a good job. I think they're having to get back even quicker than they thought.
Oh, yeah.
There's another take by Skalski again.
Yep, Jalen Skalski.
Yeah, he's just so, that first step is just so fast.
Yeah, especially for somebody with that much size. Very athletic, moves very well. It's like off the foot.
Little high screen and roll there just didn't work. Wildcats are going to they'll try to reset again. It's still not a half-court set.
No, not exactly. Kind of a broken play there again, but Skalski with 2 more. He's up to 12.
You just get those guys, the thing they do well is create space for each other, and that's just tough to defend. If you can eliminate some of that space, you're going to be okay, but Lakeland just dominating right now in the pace and the tempo and the spacing.
And Skalski, I don't think he's missed yet. I mean, he's hit 2 threes and 3 twos, and I think he's 5 for 5, and so once you hit 3 or 4 in a row, the basket seems like it gets bigger and bigger. So,
heck of a night. Gonna take Luna down low. Just a great look. Just couldn't get it to drop, but
cherry pick the other way.
Oh no. There's another fast break point.
Transition defense. Kellogg's starting to look a little bit tired.
Little ragtag right now. Yep. And I don't know how deep into the bench they can go. Probably a lot of inexperience over there, and they got
two
lucky.
fresh bodies coming in here, looks like.
Looks like Jerome coming back in. That's good.
And then KJ Walker back in the game.
So maybe we're seeing, Lon and Froelich, brought some energy, but maybe that kind of waned as they stayed into the game. So, a little bit of a collision there, going for the ball.
Lakeland aggressive going after the ball and just mistimed his jump there in collision. So it'll be Kellogg ball on the side.
How about credit? Coach Stockwell, you've said, I've heard that name for just decades.
Coach Stockwell was coaching when I was in school, and
he
coached against my dad for a lot of years, and my dad always had a lot of respect for Coach Stockwell. He does a great job over there with his program. And
so you've kind of got, you're facing a kind of a gauntlet here. You've got size, you've got speed, and you've got a legendary coach.
Absolutely.
I mean, Wildcats really have their work cut out for them here at Andrews, but this is good for them. And they're up for the challenge. I mean, win or lose, these guys aren't going to give up, and they're going to keep trying to improve. That's the good part.
Yeah, and I don't know about you, Coach, but I always remember when I was in high school, Lakeland was still part of our league, and so I always liked that we scheduled some of those schools, Lakeland and Moscow, that used to be part of the IML back in the day. So.
Back to the old school IML, the old before the reclassification, the old A2, District 1-2. Yeah, and that can bring up some bad memories, for your classmate, Danny Kenyon. Lakeland was just a thorn in our side for golf. They were
tough at everything. That was one of the last years they were in the IML, so they were getting pretty big. They're kind of like what Timberlake
is now. Yeah.
Timberlake's up at the top of the classification and doing pretty well in most sports.
Reading the chat here, we kind of got stuck on one of our camera angles. We're going to stay here during this timeout. And I want to stay here because we got one of our just critical teammates, Ty Cheney's not here tonight. So we're just kind of trying to make it go. And I noticed that on my control board here that I was locked into this north cam. I just kind of left it there, and people are like, "Hey, switch camera angles." Well, usually that's what Ty does.
Yeah.
So Ty, it's just like when you don't have that key player. Ty is not here to kind of make it all flow really well.
Ty's one of those glue members who keeps the crew together.
And he's encouraging us. He says, keep up the good camera work, and it looks good. So Ty's just a consummate teammate.
Absolutely.
He's not going like, come on guys, do I have to do everything?
Yeah.
Maybe he's feeling that, but he's encouraging us.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Ty is a great teammate. He's home just kind of resting up, and he had a digital day today, and he's got school for Thursday and probably a digital day Friday, but we just appreciate Ty hanging in there, watching online, and he and his buddy Buck, they're critical to what we do. So it's just us, Eli. We're just trying to make it happen here, and we've got we're actually, if you count our crew, we've got a high percentage of Luna tonight.
That we do, absolutely, yeah.
If we've got both boys on the court, and we've got one taking video, and we've got one taking stats, and one doing scoring, I mean, we're at a good percentage of Luna.
Absolutely, yeah.
So we're happy to have all the help. Thank you to Rick and Crystal.
And got something on the floor they're trying to clean up.
Yeah, it looks like we got a little bit of blood. I don't know. I mean, I could Is that Coach LaFontaine? He's
Yeah,
really,
Coach LaFontaine with the beach towel there.
He's got he's got the beach towel and the
spray can.
disinfectant. If I was maybe Coach Martin, I'd be in the huddle right now,
Oh, yeah.
like Rocky's cut man in Rocky 4, and I'd say, see,
Yeah.
he's bleeding.
Yeah.
He's a man. He's not a machine.
That's right, yeah. Or in the movie Predator, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
There we go.
They find the blood in the leaf, and if it
There we
bleeds,
go.
we can kill it.
There we go. Now, if that's Kellogg's blood, then our analogy is not just, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. But this Lakeland team, I'm super impressed. I
Yeah.
mean, just speed and.
Especially for early in the season. I think this is their second game, so they've
Yeah.
had one game, I think, before us, but
Yeah.
they look pretty good for their second game of the season.
And they'll have a slate of, I don't know what was the Inland Empire League, and there's been the 4A and the 5A kind of debate and who's in whose league and all that. But, I mean, I don't see these guys having trouble hanging with any of those teams.
No, and I think they'll get to play them all. I think the way they're doing
Yeah.
it this year, they'll play up a little bit and play
Yep.
Coeur d'Alene and Lake City and Lewiston, but
Yeah, that is. And a lot of those guys have some size for Lakeland, and they're seniors too. So
Yeah.
that's just a deadly combo. And we still have Coach LaFontaine. He's still working where's Roger Grosvenor when we need him?
we miss
like,
Roger.
maybe Roger's watching. I mean, we might as well just kind of call out some of our greats that, would have been out here just taking care of us right now. And now Coach LaFontaine and some of the maintenance crew of KHS are out there.
And now we've got a mop and a bucket out here. So
Boy. So, Wildcats getting a little bit of a pre-halftime breather.
yeah.
And we're going to stay here just because I wanted to reiterate down there at the bottom there we have in the lower third, we've got some generous Wildcat family. And I'd love to just invite anybody that might want to. And Lakeland, too, your booster club did the broadcast last night on a whim. I know you guys are going to do the NFHS system there, but, shout out to your booster club. And booster clubs are what make athletics go. So, make a donation or make a contribution help-wise to your school and or your booster club, and that's what makes things go here. So,
Absolutely. And getting back to those, you mentioned some of the legends of Kellogg.
Mm-hmm.
I know the 7 years when I was coaching up here on the girls' side, I loved nothing more on game days coming up here and first of all seeing that Wildcat lit up when you're pulling
the neon
up,
cat,
and knowing that it's
yeah.
game day, and then getting in the gym and always seeing some of those people like Steve Shepard and Roger Grosvenor and Gwen and Chris Johnson.
Yeah.
And some of those stalwarts who've been here for years
Yeah.
volunteering, and it always made my day to see all those people and even some of the fans you see all the time,
Yep. Some of the regulars
John Holliston
in their
and
spaces
Wollaston and all those people, yeah.
I
Pat,
agree.
yeah.
When I drove up tonight, maybe it's just because of the pandemic and all that, but just driving up tonight, seeing that neon cat, I was like, there's
me
nothing
too.
like that.
I still got butterflies when I see the cat up there.
That neon cat's just something special. And I know Wallace just got a neon W, or whatever. And I think that's really cool when another school sees something that's, and Wallace has had something like that in the past.
Yeah.
But we were talking about fight songs while we're talking a little bit of history here. And there used to be, there still is a fight song. Kellogg has multiple fight songs. I know a lot of people realize that. But there was a fight song called Light the K.
Yeah.
And so there was a neon K that they would light up if they won.
Yeah.
And so the fight song was Light the K for Kellogg High School. And it was like, that was a song that was, if
We
they
need to
won.
bring
they
that
would,
back.
Yeah. And Mr. Frazier is really into that. And when I showed him like some of these different songs and different traditions, he was just completely enthralled and said, we need to embrace this.
And I think kids would get into it, especially if they knew it was something that was.
I agree.
It was historical and it had been so many years since we'd done it. They'd want to bring it back.
And the last thing we did last spring, before COVID hit, was the alma mater. We reintroduced the kids to the alma mater, showed them kind of the tradition and the history of that, and they took right to it.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of a cool thing. We're trying not to let that kind of go by the wayside because they don't have their student body here with them. We're kind of trying to keep that going until everybody comes back, and then we'll reignite it again. But that was something that, it was me and probably 5 or 6 alumni, and they were like, we're so glad we're doing this.
Yeah.
And like, that's what brings everyone together and brings the community together.
Absolutely.
So
and I know another quick shout out is that a few years ago, on a similar note, Joey Gibbs for his senior project.
Yes.
painted the K up on
K.
the, yeah, and it
The
looks,
haystack K.
It looks fantastic. And,
it does.
You know, my kids, every time we come into Kellogg, they spot it. There's
Yes.
the K, there's the K. And
Yeah.
so it's little things like that when people, you know, think about what they can do to
Yeah.
help kind of that tradition and history at Kellogg. And
That's awesome, and that's a cool shout out to Joey too,
Yeah.
who went on and he's in the service now. He's in the Navy.
I'm not sure. I think so.
He's an officer.
Yeah.
He was appointed. I think he went to either Annapolis or. But what a great tribute to, you know, it's a small town, but it doesn't mean that we don't do great things.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know, and so there's all these little things that remind us, and we're just trying to, you know, we're not just killing time here. What's great is Kellogg has so much to talk about.
Yeah.
It's not just an afterthought. And, yeah, we're down pretty big here in this basketball game, but these boys aren't feeling that way, and they're going to keep fighting, and we're going to keep bringing it to you. So finally here after that little break, Eli and I, one thing we have no problem with is talking.
No.
So we're just going to kind of keep going here. Wildcats and Hawks.
Kellogg still showing good patience on offense, trying to run their offense and not just take a quick shot. Good ball movement, good look.
That was just brutal. That was with a head fake. That was not a bad move by Jerome at all.
Kellogg got a couple attempts up there, got an offensive rebound, so not a bad possession, but illegal screen there, takes the basket away.
Takes a basket away from Bryce Henry, who quick as lightning sliced to the basket. So somebody was a little bit undisciplined on the other side. So sorry there, Mr. Henry, but Wildcats coming back this way.
Credit there to Bryce Henry. I saw it on the floor. He gave his teammate some dap who had set the illegal screen. So to say, it's all good.
Right. Good teammate.
So, yeah, good team. He wasn't griping at him.
Oh crap! So they're tall, they're well coached, they're athletic, and they're good teammates.
They're good kids,
that's kind of a tough combo here, Lakeland, that you sent our way. You know,
they should do well. I think
it's
this
a
year.
tough way
like
to break in Andrews Gymnasium this season.
Outside shot doesn't fall, and it's Skalski with another board. Lakeland pushing up again. Nice extra pass. Good look for a three. Rebound for Kellogg. Now Kellogg trying to push the ball up.
We just got a comment from Chris Sawyer, another Wildcat alum. He says the crowd is electric tonight. You're right, Chris. Chris, we don't have the piped in crowd noise yet. You know, like we're working on that, but yeah, it's we're disappointed. We want real people here instead, but you know, we're just we'll do our best, but as of right now, the crowd is all of like one person. So
you know, and I think if we did have the crowd here, I think it would help. You know, just energy and stuff for the kids,
absolutely.
Especially with younger kids. It's always
Absolutely.
helps having the band and everybody cheering for you.
And then the school song plays and people stand up, and you know, it's such a pride moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
And it's just electric. You can feel it all through the gym.
Jerome there with a good look at a three, and it wasn't a bad. Oh, and
Lakeland
Groves
fights over the rebound, and Groves takes it away.
Tanner showing a little bit of his dad's just stubbornness.
Tenacity
I'm gonna
there.
get that thing.
Nice hustle there. Good
I like it.
back.
Yeah, I like this moxie the Wildcats are showing. They're not playing like they're down double digits.
Logan Jerome hustled back there and broke up the play. Lakeland nearly had a layup, but nice hustle there from Logan Jerome to break that up. He's a senior, so they're going to look to him to be a leader.
Yep, got to lead by example, don't you? Another shout out here, loving the chat. The chat's kind of keeping us energized here tonight. One of those people, when we talked about the alma mater, one of those people that was influential there was Lori Sawyer. Who is, if you cut Lori, she bleeds purple.
Oh, yeah.
You know, she just lives and dies Wildcats.
Their windows are always painted with their business and purple and gold. And
so super, super thankful for people like the Sawyers and their business, you know, their decades and decades old business. In fact, that's the window we're looking out, Eli.
Absolutely.
Carrie Sawyer helped put that in, and I got up early in the morning just to make sure I could, you know, just help him if I could. But, you know, he just did the hard work, and just so appreciative for the community. This entire community is still great. So.
Skalski there on that last possession.
Skalski's just a one-man wrecking crew.
Last possession, he had another three, and then here an and one. So.
Yeah, and, you know, I think the Kellogg coaching staff knew this was a formidable – that might be an understatement. A formidable opponent, but I'm still liking that they're well coached. They're going to get guys in and put them in position to where they can you still got to try.
Yeah.
You know, you still got to try to execute. This is the ultimate test right here.
Yeah, and I'm sure Coach Martin's still kind of figuring out his rotation. So this is always good as a coach, your first game, to kind of see who brings it when they get in there. And
another shout out here, Trevor Bumgardner. Thanks for watching. Yeah, listen, Trevor. We're trying to survive without Ty and our production crew, and we've got some other people helping out, but. Oh, that might have been got
I think he took 2 steps there.
Got the advantage there of 2.5 steps there, but Wildcats are going to wave the white flag at least for halftime. We are going to do the same. I'm here with Eli Beauregard, Wildcats Live, Andrews Gym. We're going to go to halftime. We're going to let the Wildcats regroup. We're going to do the same, and we'll be back after a little bit of a break here. Please watch a couple words from our sponsors and keep the chat going, and we'll be right back. Thanks for watching. Located at 6600 North Government Way, ACI Northwest is the premier heating, cooling, and electrical company in the area. With more than 85 years of experience, they provide their customers with total home comfort and complete peace of mind. They do this through their commitment to professionalism and a written, unconditional, 1-year, money-back satisfaction guarantee on all residential installations. Call ACI Northwest today for excellent heating, air conditioning, and electrical services. The crew at ACI want to remind people that this time of year, furnace maintenance is important to ensure the longevity of your equipment and to avoid the nuisance of expensive breakdowns on the coldest days of the year. Ask how to save 20% on your maintenance and or repairs. Go Wildcats! From plywood to paint, tools to trim, they have it all, or they can order it in just a few days' time. Kellogg Lumber Company is a veteran-owned business that has been supplying the Silver Valley with quality building materials to contractors, builders, and homeowners for 4 generations. Personal service and knowledgeable staff make Kellogg Lumber the right choice for your next project. With 50 years buying experience, let Steve and the knowledgeable crew at Kellogg Lumber use their many well-established vendors to source the materials you need for the right price and delivered on time. Kellogg Lumber, more than just lumber for 4 generations. Hometown proud sponsors of Kellogg Wildcat Athletics and Wildcats Live. A fervent Kellogg Wildcat supporter based in the heart of the historic Silver Valley and North Idaho, NASCO Industrial Services and Supply delivers world-class materials and service to the world's top mining and industrial operations. NASCO Industrial Service and Supply is a full-service agency including logistics, procurement support, and construction, built to serve the industries that make modern life possible. Day in, day out, they propel many of the world's largest industrial and mining companies to meet their production and financial milestones. Wildcats Live and Wildcat Activities thank NASCO Industrial Services and Supply for their support. Visit them online at nissglobal.com or call 208-783-0361. Go Wildcats! Welcome back, everybody. I hope you got a little bit of a breather there in your recliners during that half. The Wildcats hopefully had some time to regroup. Eli and I had a little bit of a chance to catch our breath and maybe share a few more stories. Eli, what's your take coming in here to the second half for the Wildcats?
I think if Kellogg can try to slow down Lakeland a little bit in transition, I think it's going to help them. When they did that in the first half was when they had the best defensive possession. So I think that's going to be key, is slowing them down and keep limiting the easy stuff for Lakeland.
And, you know, you sometimes hope when you get down big, you get to the other team's bench, but I'm not sure Lakeland's bench is really much of a drop-off. So Wildcats really are just going to have to stay focused, and they're not going to get any breaks.
No, I mean, you look at Jalen Skalski came off the bench tonight, and I think he's the high point for the game. He's probably up to 17 or 18 by now, and so Lakeland's pretty deep, I think.
Yeah, they definitely have some firepower. It's a nice job there by Jerome. Wildcats half-court set, doing a little bit of dirty work down in the paint. Had a chance for a three-point play, unable to continue or to finish that. But Wildcats back in transition here, so let's play some half-court basketball.
If you get a stop here, you just hit a bucket, maybe build a little momentum. So Kellogg gets a stop. Skalski's first miss.
Is that a heat check from Skalski?
Maybe, yeah.
A little bit of a heat check, huh? Like just kind of put up that quick three just to see.
Quick three from Kellogg on the other end, and here comes Lakeland. Kellogg hustling back, trying to find their man.
Coach Mike Martin really has not stopped coaching, and not that you expect him to, but he really has just been coaching the entire time.
Yeah, look at that, a transition
there we go.
From Tanner Groves.
Tanner Groves, he's just has a nose for the bucket. I love it. I coached his dad, and I see just so much of his dad in him. He just has that instinct for the basket. It's gonna continue to grow.
It's a 4-0 run here for Kellogg to start. Could have been an offensive there. Yep, they called it on Skalski.
Wildcats with a little bit of momentum here coming out of the half.
Logan Jerome got his feet set and took the hit there from Skalski, which is, pretty impressive considering the size difference there.
Yes, I definitely like that. The Wildcats have not, thrown in the towel. They've come out after their coach probably gave them some really, really good pointers and some inspiration, and they're showing that we're going to be okay. Yep. We've got some things to do, but we're going to be okay. We're going to grow from this. That's out of bounds. It's going to go to Lakeland, and I'm going to go back to the chat. We got Tisha Watcott. She's like, why is there no crowd noise like the NFL? We need to get some. Let's get some money flowing. She says the Wildcats are in for $100.
Nice.
So how about that right there? Let's get this going, just like we did Snow Coming for the basketball team. Wildcats are in for $100. Anybody else, any takers? I will work on getting crowd noise pumped into Andrews. The more donations we get here, I will work on that, and it'll benefit Wildcat Athletics and Wildcats Live. We're on board, so
I'm sure
thanks,
the
Tisha.
kids would be on board, I think, too, to have.
I do too.
It's hard as a player when it sounds like a practice. You can hear your shoes squeaking all the time. And
heck yeah, you can hear every word the ref and the coach says.
They can probably hear us up here in the booth right now. But
there's a nice little give and go with the rub off the back screen there for Luna, and probably would have finished and got fouled. So credit to the Wildcats here. 4 straight points.
4 straight, and they've held Lakeland to 0 so far. We're almost 3 minutes into the quarter, and Lakeland yet to score.
Let's focus on some positives here, and there are some.
Nice job there to meet the ball.
Yeah.
Just took it away. Two-hand flush there.
Well, that's number 12, and the rims are getting a workout tonight. That's Abe Munyer. So that's the second dunk of the night. I'm going to venture a guess that's the earliest we've seen 2 dunks at Andrews in the season in quite a while.
And Coach, those dunks, they only show up as 2 points on the scoreboard, but I think they're worth more than that sometimes in terms of momentum.
They are. And you mentioned some past Kellogg greats when you were there's a Jerome doing some work again.
Taking
Good
it right
to see.
Back. And that's the best way to stop momentum is get it right back.
Yep.
Right back.
Just
on the
hammer.
other end.
You got to keep hammering, right? You said we were talking about some old. We were getting a little nostalgic, and that's the fun part about what we're doing here. You said you remember sitting down there in those bleachers down there. It's like the only place the kids could sit, and you said you remembered watching Brian Carlson hit that buzzer beater against Spawners.
Hit a buzzer beater against Spawners. He fell to the floor and hit a floater at the buzzer. And I remember as a kid being so confused that after he graduated why he wasn't in the NBA because, as a kid watching him, I just thought those guys were were the greatest players ever, and look up to all of them. And I always stress to my teams now, to be good examples, because you don't know what kids are looking up to you. And
that's right.
A lot of those guys who were great players back in Kellogg were good people too, and so they were good role models. And you never know which kids are going to be looking up to you. And I was out in my driveway shouting "Bame" every time I took a three.
Jeremy Bame.
And there's other grades who kids are trying to emulate, and there's probably fourth graders right now who are watching these guys play, maybe online, and picking their favorite players and trying to be like them.
Eli, in the late 70s and early 80s, that was me. And, I thought Paul Roberts, I couldn't, like you said, I couldn't believe he didn't play in the NBA afterwards. And Steve Pearson and Tony Williams and Kyle Womble, it's just, they're heroes to you, when you're a little kid. And that's just really what it's all about. And we've got that here at Kellogg. We've got young kids still coming up and watching games, and Ty Cheney and, Evan Vendacious, and just all these kids, and they see these kids that are high schoolers, and they're heroes to them.
They want to be just like them.
So it's good stuff.
Yep.
What do we got here? We got 17 Wildcats with they're doing a good job of really. I think that in the first half they were executing well, but they're finishing.
Oh yeah,
they're getting some points now.
And they're getting to the stripe, and Lakeland got to the stripe a lot more, I think, the first half, and here Kellogg got an offensive rebound, but. Here, the whole first half they had 10 points, and now in the first 4 minutes, and not even 4 minutes, they've had 7. So it's been much better offensively here for Kellogg to start the third quarter.
Oh, Jerome, good for Jerome there. I thought he was going to get the foul, but he did go up strong with it, and you can't just stop because you think you're going to get fouled, and I like that he went through that and he got a jump ball. I got to go back to the chat here. I'm trying to multitask. Sawyers are in for, this is the Price is Right. The Sawyers are in for $101. So they have outbid the Wildcats.
So let's go, Wildcats. You got to step up here.
I like this. I like where this is trending. And we've got Lynn Machuzik saying, great job broadcasting. Frank and Lynn Machuzik, speaking of Wildcat history, Frank and Lynn Machuzik are in for $100 too. Let's get some noise going. So I'm going to have my work cut out for me here. These donations are pouring in. I'm going to have to figure out a way to pipe some crowd noise in here to Andrews, but I will figure it out.
Beautiful basket there by Ripley Loon on the backside, and it's a 9-4 run here to start the second half.
Yeah, how about that? What if you're Coach Martin, if you were coaching your kids, Coach Eli, or I was coaching, or you go into halftime and you go hey, listen, we're probably not going to win this game. Yeah. But can we win the third quarter?
Win the third quarter,
right?
exactly,
Can we win a quarter? And that's where you start to establish some culture and some belief in your system, especially if you're a young coach like Coach Martin, and I like what I'm seeing.
Yeah, and look at them. They're running the floor really hard right now.
There's Hoffman into the game now. We haven't seen a lot of him, but he can get up and down the floor.
He was the first one down for one of their posts. He's running hard.
Hey, how about that? He's going to get a foul here, but how about Hoffman, too? He can put a body on. Yeah. He's got some size.
And, that's the kind of foul I don't mind seeing as a coach, because it means they're banging down there, and you're going to get a few of those. But it's easier to tone that back a little bit than it is to tell a kid to, toughen up and start pushing a little
Absolutely.
bit down
there. Yep. You can coach it down. You can say, hey, refocus or do this, but you can't coach it up. Like if you don't have the energy.
Yeah.
How about Froelich here? Close out there.
Yeah. He's working hard. He impressed us in the first half, and hopefully he can give him a little spark here in the second half.
Again, we've really been impressed with this Lakeland team, and again, thank you to the Lakeland Booster Club for letting us have an eye into the game last night, the girls, and the girls team was equally as impressive. But thank you, Lakeland Booster Club, and we're impressed with this team right here tonight, and Coach Stockwell, and we want to talk about our boys a lot. It's just kind of what we do, but we're thankful that you made the trip this way, and we're really impressed with your team. So
and a quick shout out to Lakeland's girls coach Steve Seymour. He's been there a long time too.
There you go.
He's a very, very good coach. I coached against him a lot of years, and as did my dad. And I have a lot of respect for him. He always does a great job with his girls, and they always play the right way. And so great coaches at Lakeland High School. We're very impressed, and it's nice, I think, when you have that much continuity, when you have coaches who are there for a long time, and it shows in their programs. They have a lot of success year in and year out.
Yeah, it does, and the continuity does really make an impact. And I just saw in the chat that it apparently it's Tisha Watcott, made the donation, but it's actually Nate. So Nate's just shadowing, or shadow accounting his wife. So he's ready for some crowd noise though. We'll work on that. I'm a tech guy, so that's a challenge I'm willing to take on. I'm going to have to coordinate with Chris Johnson. Thankful for Chris and Gwen down there working on the books, like you said, Eli. Some memories, just years and years of service to Kellogg. we're going to have to figure out a way to get some ambient crowd noise, and it'll come through on the broadcast if we get it down, down to the players. So we'll try to figure that out.
Well, Kellogg here already equaled their first half score. I mean, 10 points already in this third quarter. And
it's good stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Trying to claw their way back in. So it's a 10-4 run to start second half here.
And we haven't seen really either Luna get untracked, and like they can.
Yeah.
That's a credit to Lakeland. They've got some pretty good backcourt defense, but that's really a credit to the Luna boys as well. They're not forcing.
No, they're not taking bad shots.
Usually guys would be like, I got to get my 10, 15, 20 points. And they're not doing that. They're consummate team players. And, they'll get hot and they'll find some opportunities as well. So
yeah, I know with Colby and Ripley, it's easy to forget that they're only sophomores because they're so mature and just like their older brother was, and they play older than they are.
Yep. That's a good explanation there. There's a nice shot there from number 10 for Lakeland. That is
Carson
Say.
Yeah. Nice touch got the bounce. Nice job there by Ripley to draw some contact. There's been a lot of contact out, near the volleyball line, and got the foul call there.
If we were a fly on the wall in the Wildcats locker room, I'd say that, I'd say one of the things Coach Martin emphasized was make them earn it. Mm-hmm. Take it to the basket, and if you don't make it, you don't make it, but make them earn it, and they have. They've gotten to the free throw line several times here tonight.
At this point, Lakeland has 9 fouls with the team, so anytime you get fouled from here on out, you get 2 shots if you're Kellogg. So I think you keep being aggressive and trying to get points up at the free throw line, especially if you get 2 shots anytime you draw foul.
Jerome had the task of guarding Skalski out there on the perimeter. He did okay.
Good board there by Brady.
Man almighty, his ankles are still intact, I'm thankful. And we got Bridger McLean. Yeah, he's getting another look here, and nice little entry pass there. No points, but Wildcats getting quality looks.
Yeah, I like Coach Martin trying to get some.
Oh my goodness, the windmill! What do we have here? Was that a charge?
Drew the charge, yeah, drew the charge.
I don't know if I hit that on time. If we have replay on that, we're going to try to go back to that. I might have been late on that.
Careful, that replay might break the internet, Coach. That was a pretty.
Let's see, is that replay? No, I was a little late on that, but holy smokes, that was quite the windmill baseline.
And the Lakeland coaches aren't real happy with the call, but I had a hard time seeing it from where I was at. But.
Right. When your player breaks baseline and jams one with a windmill and then gets called for a charge, it's kind of a first world problem.
Yeah, exactly.
You're kind of. But that was impressive. I'm not used to grabbing replay. I am on volleyball and football. I'll have to get onto that a little quicker here. There's McLean for 3.
Oh, good look. Almost in and out.
Yeah, it's a good look.
And still, it's 10-6 still this quarter. I mean, only a minute to go here in the third quarter, and to hold Lakeland to 6 to this point. And there's a 3 from Lakeland that's off the mark, and it'll be Kellogg ball here.
So we're going to keep track of that. We're at a minute 90 line. You said it's 10-6, right?
10-6 this quarter, yeah.
Yep, and we've got a minute 9 left. Let's see what the Wildcats can do. This is like a mini game within a game, right? This is as your coach. You're drawing this up saying, I don't know if I'd burn a timeout, but I'd be like, hey, we're going to win this quarter, guys.
And this might be a good time to just go, hey, we got a minute left in the quarter.
Yeah.
Let's play with pride.
Maybe.
Try to hold them, or even if you go, hey, let's see if we can hold them scoreless for this last minute and go into the fourth with some momentum. Offensive rebound there for Kellogg. Tries to kick it out. Get in there, 10.
Wildcats just really not giving anything easy down there. They're fighting for every rebound.
I mean, we're into the double bonus here, and so another chance for Kellogg to put some points on the board if they can hit a few free throws here and keep chipping away at this thing.
So, Eli, one thing I've noticed here, this is either Bridger's second or third entrance into the game, and he already looks like he's more comfortable. Mm-hmm. He's made some better decisions. He's had some success. Credit to Coach Martin getting Bridger in there in a spot after he coached him up. And there you go, number 12 with a nice productive 3 to 4 minutes. And those are little wins there.
Yeah, I mean, a minute ago they swung the ball to him on a reversal, and without hesitating, he pulled the trigger. He was open and pulled the trigger. And so that shows that he's got some confidence, and Coach Martin has some confidence in him. So that's what you need.
That's good stuff. Well, Coach Bogard, Coach Miller, it's 10-6 here in the third quarter. We've got 37 seconds. This is a critical possession here for the Wildcats. Skalski just serving somebody to prey on again. Wildcats doing a great job on perimeter defense. Yeah. There's Lon. Maybe gave up a little bit of baseline there, but not a bad foul. Not a bad foul. Again, for those of you watching, of course, you know it's 50-22, but for Coach Bogey and I, it's 10-6.
12-6 now, Coach.
Or 12-6.
Yeah. And a board for Kellogg here, pushing the other way.
Only 17 seconds left in the quarter.
If we can close with a bucket here.
Oh, there's a nice little flex.
Extra
Got an
pass.
extra
So
pass.
good
Just
extra pass. This
not
wasn't quite
quite.
ready. We're down to 10 seconds here.
Oh, we're going to get a carry.
6 seconds here.
Skalski saw the rim again like a velociraptor.
Yeah,
he was ready to
his
throw
eyes
it
were
down.
big as pie plates there. I think
They
he was
were.
really excited. But he's had a great game. So
Yeah, he has. So I like our chances here in the third. Eli, I think we got ourselves a Wildcat quarter win, and I like that. It shows some resolve from these guys. We need to get a shot off
get
here,
a quality
though.
shot here would be nice.
Not quite.
It's still 12-6 that quarter. I mean, we think the first quarter, I think Lakeland had 25 or 28. And
Yeah.
so to go from that to 6, Kellogg's doing a better job, I think, in transition and less fouls. So
Yeah,
they're
I like that.
less.
And, you know, speaking of Coach Stockwell, it's not the reason you do it. But if you're Coach Martin and you just have that quarter and you look down and you see the coach that's up by 28 getting a little upset,
Yeah.
you're like, we're doing something.
Yep, that's
we're
an
getting
affirmation
to
that what
him.
you're doing is working. Yeah, so
We're
keep
getting
doing it.
to him. Danny Kenyon, I knew he would be listening, and I knew he would chime in. He said 2004 Kellogg High School golf was great. It was John James,
Yeah, good golf
Danny
team.
Kenyon, Nick Furlan.
And some good underclassmen
Gosh.
in that group, too. You
Just
Derek
had
Jarvie. And
Jarvie, and it was such a great. That was my first year as a head coach.
Let's not forget the Broondog.
We got the Brune Dog, of course, Derek Bruner. It was such a great group. Danny said it was a great time, and I still hate Casey Murphy, who was from Lakeland. He was like, he did go pro. Yeah, he was like, he shot 67 the second day of the
I remember
state.
John James complaining about him, too.
Yeah, he was just so good. And our kids remember that. But you know what? I still remember those days. And I still I always just look back. I'm friends with all of that team.
Yeah.
Guys from,
Yep.
your class. And, it's just, we're just so proud to be Wildcats. It's just
Absolutely.
a common theme here. So, Lori Sawyer just chimed in and said, so the other Sawyers, Lori and Carrie, donate 100, but not quite our 101. The other Sawyers will donate, $102. So we got ourselves a little bit of a bidding war here.
Pretty good kitty here going on.
And we appreciate this, guys, and it's going to benefit our kids and our production. We need equipment, we need stuff, so we're kind of we're being very very diligent about that. And so you can make those out to either Kellogg Wildcats and take it to the office as Skalski tries to add to his totals. Or you can make it also out to Kellogg Wildcats Live. We have a donation account, and we contribute to Wildcats athletics and also make it possible to travel and bring you the games while we're not allowing crowds. And so we just appreciate all of you. The Wildcat community is second to none. And Skalski just finds nothing but twine on that free throw. This guy's got it all, doesn't he?
He's a gamer, yeah.
Yeah, he is. I found that the girls told me we can hear every word you say with no crowd, so I try not to talk while they're shooting free throws because they're like, okay, like he's critiquing my form while I'm shooting. Oh, there's a nice backdoor cut.
Nice backdoor cut, nice extra pass.
Got a little bump there, Luna did. He got
bumped
kind
off
of
his feet. And then
just
Lakeland
like
in
that.
Transition, yeah.
Lakeland's winning the fourth here. Maybe their coach said, hey, come on.
Yeah.
Wildcats just beat you guys in the third quarter. We can't have that. Lon doing a
good
nice
inside
post
seal,
position.
yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Lon using his body there to get a seal, and he had the inside position. And
I
got a
can
foul on
see
the floor.
something like I can see somebody like Lon. I can see him with a little bit more coaching, a little more fundamentals, and getting a seal like that. Like he's got great body control. I can see him being a really good 10 to 12 point contributor in the paint for the Wildcats.
Yeah, I could see him blossoming as the year goes on and getting better and better.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
Has pretty good footwork so far and uses his body well.
And, with the Sawyers and the other Sawyers and the Wildcats with the bidding war, we basically have a French Gulch bidding war happening right now. So, the French Gulch crew is coming strong tonight.
We got to get some of the Scudders involved. And who else is up there in French Gulch?
Scudders and Burkharts and, pretty much French Gulch is carrying the broadcast tonight.
Which is the cool thing with our valley.
Three ball, Candy corner. That's Jerome, and that was deep, and that was down from the corner of Wildcats with another three. Uh-oh,
got a little push off
Skolsky with
there,
a little
I think,
size up here.
Nice follow by Lakeland.
Lakeland, they just have, Eli, they have too much size. There's no room for error down there.
Yeah, and it's not like when we're watching Kellogg, it's not like they're standing around doing nothing.
Right.
I mean, Kellogg's trying to get bodies on these guys, but
Yep.
they're just a little bigger than us, and that makes it tougher.
Yep, and they just have that. It's a kind of a deadly combo. You got these Lakeland Hawks, and they've got size, but when you've got size and want to, and good coaching, it's tough.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes guys with size think, I can get that, and then they don't.
It's rare to have all three. And
Yep.
if you have two of the three, you're pretty good. If you have all three, you're pretty tough to beat.
I'll definitely be following these Lakeland boys for the rest of the season. See how they fare.
I think they'll definitely do well in their league.
Oh boy.
Oh
no.
Could be another Skolsky hammer. Oh, another and one. On that situation, I mean, Skolsky had the break there. If it's me, I mean, he's dunked it at least once. I'd probably wrap him up before he even gets to the.
Yeah.
You know.
And there's going to be. I think Coach Martin's going to burn another timeout, and I agree. It's fourth quarter. You just won the third quarter. He's building, right? He's a tactician, but I'm tired of Skolsky at this point. If I'm Kellogg, he's in passing lanes.
Yeah,
he's dunking. He's getting rebounds. I mean, credit to that kid.
Skolsky's been a thorn. He's working really hard, and
and I don't notice. One of the things that I've sort of observed here, he's not, and none of these Lakeland kids are. They're not talking trash.
Nope.
They're not boisterous. They're not they're well coached.
There's
and
no
they're
posturing.
they're just doing their
they're
job.
Not pumping their chests.
It's really kind of refreshing to see. I mean, just to see some good basketball tonight. We're just glad basketball's back,
Absolutely,
and we're glad to be in Andrews again. And I'm enjoying watching this. Next group of Wildcats. Some of them are young, but it's just. I just think we're going to see some good things.
I agree. And how hard they've worked tonight, especially look at the scoreboard right now, and it's a 30-point game, and it'd be easy to hang your head and not be getting back in transition or committing stupid fouls, and they're not doing that. So credit to Coach Martin for keeping these kids playing hard.
I just was notified, and I knew this, but I did not make the connection. The Lunars are from French Gulch too, so
there we go.
Our whole 80% of our crew here are from French. French Gulch is freaking dominating tonight.
They are.
So,
but that's the cool thing with our valley is there's so many little towns that make it up.
Yep.
There's people in all of them who care about Kellogg basketball.
Little bit of an errant balloon pass there. You're not going to get away with that.
A block shot there by
that Wildcats recovers. So let's see if they
Colby
can put something together here. There just hasn't been a lot of open. There's KJ for three.
Yeah, good look.
They've got a couple good looks from the corner. Just nothing really from the perimeter up high.
And I like they're trying to slow down the dribble off the offensive rebound.
Yeah.
Put a little pressure there.
Oh, the flush.
Left-handed flush there again from
Skolsky. That was impressive. We are going full replay on that. I do believe I got that, and if I didn't, that was impressive. I might have been quick on the trigger. He takes that from the perimeter and just drives into the key with the flush.
If there's no replay, I'll remember that one for a while.
Yeah, it's in my mind too. We're going to go replay, but it's etched into my mind. Skolsky, you have brought the heat tonight, my friend. There you go.
Yeah, there
Jerome.
it is. Good give and go.
Hey, guess what? That's worth 2 points too.
Yep.
Same amount of points.
Yeah, it was the left-handed tomahawk.
That's right. I texted your dad, Eli. I hope that Don Boglione is watching. He said he was going to try to tune in. I'd share some stories about Coach Borgard and I, but we'll save those for another night. Those deserve another night in their own.
Oh yeah, we could fill up a broadcast with
stories. Yeah, we could.
There.
Yeah, if we have another blood delay, I've got a couple of Coach Bogey stories. But man, French Gulch really just bringing it tonight in the chat. It's not even close. Can't we get anybody from Fairway Heights or let's get some more Sunnyside, what's going on, Kellogg? What's uptown?
Yeah.
How about East Portland? Where are you guys at? French Gulch is just can't be touched tonight, but we're happy about it. So we're up to about 130 people watching. Lakeland Hawks, welcome. Again, thanks to your booster club for letting us watch last night. And
a lot of substitutions coming in here.
Yeah, unfortunately on Lakeland's bench, there's just there's not a lot of variance over there. They're all like 6'2" to 6'4",
Yeah.
with athleticism and shoot the ball. So not going to get a lot of a break here if you're Kellogg.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at their starting lineup, their shortest starter is 6'2", which, our biggest post tonight was 6'3".
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I mean, their guards are the size of our posts. So
We said this kind of at the onset too. We said, this had the makings of Hoosiers. This is Hickory versus the old South Bend Central Bears. Hoop's still 10 feet, right?
Yeah, Hoop's still 10 feet, but it's a little bit of a David versus Goliath here.
Yeah.
With the size difference.
I've not seen Jimmy Chitwood yet tonight, but we're trying.
That's right.
Bridger McLean back in. He's I think he has improved. If I'm a coach, I'm going, hey, if you keep doing that every game, and your dad used to say this. I loved it when your dad would say, if you keep working hard,
Yep. Good things will happen.
Good things will happen, and you'll go up. You'll go up levels. Every time you do work hard and play in a game, you'll go to another level.
Yep.
And it's so true. It's so true, and it's what kids need to hear when they just they can't look at a season and go, yeah, I just hope I do this. No,
Yeah.
they need those little steps, and that's how you build a program.
Yeah. I always tell my teams, one of our mantras is always better today than we were yesterday and better tomorrow than we were today. So
Yep.
we just try to every day focus on getting, even if you get better by 1% each day,
Absolutely.
it adds up, throughout the course of a season.
We're going to try something here, Eli. We're going to go hail to the Wildcats because we've got a minute left, and because I want to try something new. It's not crowd noise. Sorry, everybody. But we're going to go ahead and go hail to the Wildcats, see how this works. We'll be right back. And I think we're back. I don't know if the school song, if that ended up working, but it worked for us. So
let us know in the chat.
Yeah, let us know in the chat. French Goats, let us know. Hail to the Wildcats. Did that work? We're going to try to do a little bit more of that as well. That's not crowd noise, but is that going to get a couple more maybe donations to KHS and Wildcats Live?
Nice hustle by Hoffman there.
Oh boy! Oh my goodness! Oh no!
Two-handed flush.
Coach LaFontaine's probably going to have these rims tuned up tomorrow.
Tighten those up a little.
Oh
tomorrow.
boy, they're getting a workout tonight. Good job, Bridger. Kept his dribble alive. That's a small victory.
We've got the running clock here, so if I'm Coach Martin, I'm taking a timeout just so my kid gets to shoot his free throws here.
Oh,
How about
definitely,
you,
because
Coach?
we're in the running clock. Well, we might be out of timeouts.
I want to get up to 30.
But hey, you know what? Stick around, you guys. We're seeing that the school song sounded great. We've got an encore for that. Well, we do just want to talk about the game overall here, and they did get to where it was 30, so the clock kept running. But there were some really good things that happened there for the Wildcats tonight. What if you're Coach Martin, Coach Eli? What are you saying tonight? Going into tomorrow, what are the things you're looking for and to get your kids? I think they already feel good.
Yeah,
but, what are they working on?
I think you try to hit the highlights. The second half obviously was much better than the first, especially that third quarter that they won. And if they can just bring that energy consistently, if they can put 4 quarters together like that, they're going to be real tough, especially in their league. I think you stress to them that when they get into their league schedule, it's not going to be the same pace and the same size as these guys.
Yep.
So this is just a step in the right direction for them, even though the end result's not maybe what they wanted, but it'll help them going forward when they get into the league games.
And I think you can also show positives. I think you could say, I didn't see anybody hang their head.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't see anybody give up on a loose ball. I didn't see anybody stop playing hard.
And I didn't see any
That's
finger
pretty,
pointing.
No.
If they turned the ball
No.
over, there weren't kids getting
No.
at each other or pointing fingers, and so.
Yep.
And I thought they played hard for 4 quarters, so that's really, anytime you get kids playing hard for 32 minutes, that's something worthwhile.
Well, Eli, it's been awesome having you, and I love that, one, I just wish people were here, and I think we'll get to that point, but I love that we're just hoping to bring people a little piece of Wildcat pride.
Yeah.
We're going to keep doing that. You can join us anytime. We've already talked about this, but we're glad to have everybody here. Stick with us. We're gonna end with the alma mater because it's tradition and because we're big on that. But thanks for everybody for joining us. If you did make a donation, if you did make a pledge, either let me know, kwildcatslive@gmail.com, or just, you can let the office know at the high school that you watched the game last night, and Heather will know if you want to cut them a check there too. Either way, all of it's going to go for good stuff, and all of it's going to benefit the community, and we're going to get crowds back in the bleachers soon, but in the meantime, we're going to keep bringing it to you digitally. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks to our crew, our new crew we broke in tonight, Rick, Crystal, Gavin, Ty, Cheney, we missed you. We will welcome Coach Martin. Glad to have you here as a Wildcat. We will be here next time for Eli Borgard. I'm signing off. Here's the alma mater, and go Wildcats, and we'll see you next time.